Hey everyone, Pablo here. Got to start off the episode by saying do not try this at home. The story I'm about to tell may or may not have actually happened. Plausible deniability is a real thing. Also, I want to take a moment to say thank you to everyone who is listening, and thank you to all of my guests, all 19 of you. You've literally brought something new to the table on every single episode. So I thank you for making the time to be on the podcast. That being said, this episode is a solo episode, just like the Apple Bet episode. If you're on Spotify, if you're on Google Podcasts and you scroll all the way down and you don't see the Apple Bet episode, that means it's rolled off because it's a little bit older. No need to fret. You can go to thisishumanpodcast.com or thisishuman.org. Click on archive. You'll see all of the older episodes, including my very first episode with Zach Large, who is the drummer at Youth League. Shout out to them. Again, thisishumanpodcast.com, thisishuman.org, archive older episodes. It's all there. And just like the Apple Bet episode, I have to strongly remind everybody not to try this at home. Now, this story actually begins about 6 years ago. I was talking to a girl who ordered a lot of dark chocolate mocha lattes at Caribou Coffee, and every single time it would come with this chocolate covered coffee bean. On the second or third date that we went there, I finally said, you know what, can I try that? And she said, what, you've never had one? I said, no, I didn't even know that these existed. This is a whole new concept to me. She gives it to me. I tried. Holy shit, it was delicious. If you've never had a chocolate covered coffee bean, just do it. Trust me, it's good. Anyways, I was introduced to this concept. Fast forward to December 2020, I catch COVID. After 2 weeks of quarantining, I come to find out that a friend of mine has access to chocolate covered coffee beans, and I said, holy shit, hook me up. I have not had those in ages. After 2 weeks of quarantining, I just need something to look forward to. She said, you got to be careful because these are magic beans. Now, they're not magical because of the sugar they use. It's probably because of the 3.33 milligrams of THC each bean has. Let's pretend that it's Wednesday night, I don't know, the day before Christmas Eve, and let's pretend that at some point around 7:30 at night, I began to intake some of these magic beans. I took 3 of them, thinking I have 10 milligrams of THC in my system. I should be able to kind of hang out and chill tonight. Now, I have to be honest. I consume edibles maybe 2 to 3 times a year. So, I'm not really used to how these things work. I'm still learning. I'm a newbie. So I had the 3 magic beans in my system, and then I decided that they were so damn delicious and I'm not feeling anything that I should continue to eat these. So I had another 3, that's 20 milligrams. Now keep in mind though that these are delicious milk chocolate covered coffee beans. They are not just some regular gummy. No, it's delicious. It's got that soft, sweet chocolate that melts in your mouth, and then you finish it off with a crunchy coffee bean. Oh, so good, so good. Now I'm starting to crave some again. Anyways, about 2.5, 3 hours later, I run out of magical beans. And I'm like, holy shit, how many were those? 30 magical beans in my system. That's 100 milligrams of THC going inside of my 80-pound body. I went to bed around 10:30 thinking, man, I really thought that magical beans would give me some sort of high feeling, some euphoric sensation, something to put me out of my normal state, but didn't really do anything. At the same time, I found myself getting further and further away from the edge of my bed and grabbing onto the mattress. Why? Because all of a sudden I was on the edge of a cliff. Think Machu Picchu. You see that beautiful scenery where you can just step down, be one with nature, and bask in the glory and accomplishment of humankind. But instead of that, it was on the opposite side. So if you've ever been on the opposite side of those mountains, you look straight down and there's nothing. You're so high and so steep that you can't see the bottom. That's where my bed was. and I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Luckily, once I secured myself from being on the edge of my mattress and I was up against my wall, I got some great sleep. It was amazing. Thursday morning, I wake up and I have a problem. I need to use the bathroom, but my motor skills are virtually non-existent. I had a solid minute of just laughing at myself for debating whether those magical beans were magical at all. I literally put myself in a situation where going to the bathroom was looking like an impossible task. After my good chuckle, I took a long deep breath and I focused all of my energy on just getting out of bed. Once I did manage to sit up and almost stand up, it took me another 5 to 10 minutes just to get to the bathroom. Now, when I say get to the bathroom, I mean I'm leaning on the walls, I am leaning on chairs, I am leaning on sinks, I am struggling. However, I make it back to my bed and I pass out for another good 5 or so hours. Once again, I wake up and I'm laughing at the fact that sober Pablo, completely sober Pablo, has put not so sober Pablo in such a shitty situation. I had to focus all of my energy once again to get out of bed, heat up some leftover pizza, and then die on my bed again. I started this journey Wednesday night. It is now 24 hours later, Thursday night. I wake up and I feel like I'm starting to gain control of my body. Yet at the same time, I feel like I got hit by a bus. I wanted to puke. Now, in my head, I was wondering, am I going to be able to sleep tonight since I've been in a 24-hour coma? The answer was yes. My body just passed the fuck out right after I grabbed some food. Friday morning, I'm feeling back to normal. Turns out 30 magical beans will literally wipe out 36 hours of your life. It's unbelievable. Did the magic beans work? Absolutely. Do I recommend anyone taking 100 milligrams of THC in one sitting? Absolutely not. Losing all motor skills? 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. Struggling to wipe your own ass? 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. Questioning your ability to consume human food? 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. Laughing at yourself because you are a grown-ass man who accidentally took 100 milligrams of THC and witnessed your life crumble for 36 straight hours? 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. Anytime you can observe your own stupidity, laugh at it, and learn from it, I'm all for it. So far, no negative side effects to report, so all is good. Point is, slow down on your consumption of sugary foods. What you consume today will sneak up on you. And next thing you know, you're a diabetic struggling to wipe your own ass. Trust me, you don't want that. Again, thank you for listening. I am Pablo, and this is Human.